welcome to Barnabas Junction. In this video I'm going to be showing you how simple it is to fit TTS decoder into this Lima Class 20. It is a Class 20 TTS decoder. We're going to be fitting that into this locomotive. This is 2906 DRS. It is Lima, so there's lots of space inside of there, which you'll see very shortly. But we're going to be fitting this into here by using one of these. This is a harness to say so that we don't have to make any alterations to the TTS decoder wiring. So let's get this open and have a look inside. For those of you who don't know how to open some of these Lima locos, they are quite a unique and simple way, as it is simply by removing, gently twisting out the buffers, like so, removing all four. Gently slot out, and they are basically locking pins for the whole body. Hopefully this should now open it up from the locking pins on the fuel tank underneath, and there we go. Simple as that. You could also take this opportunity maybe to add some figures to the cab area, as there are moulded seating within, and so it's an easier job to achieve. Now this particular loco only has pickups on the one bogie, so it does kind of make the job just that little tiny bit easier, as we've only got two wires to play with. So let's have a look at the decoder. Now these are recently released by Hornby. These are the TTS decoders that you get in their own Class 20s that they supply. It comes with the full Class 20 sound decoder manual, relatively straightforward and pretty much equal across all the TTS range, with the odd slight adjustment in the sound functions from model to model. Always good to have a good look at that. Inside here we have important information regarding the TTS decoders and how to make the life of your decoder last that little bit longer, and also little bits of explanation if you want to hardwire or use a harness, as we are with this today. This is standard across all of the TTS decoders, as this does cover all different models within their range. Okay, so here we have our decoder. Nice cube speaker. We'll have a look about whereabouts we're going to be fitting that. It comes with a couple of screws for the casing around the speaker, in case you want to screw them in. If it was going into a standard Hornby locomotive, this would be a straightforward fit and screw it in job, using the screws supplied. So I'll get this out of here and we'll have a look at it closer up. Okay, so here we are. We now have the decoder out of the packaging, and to protect it, it comes in this anti-static bag which you can just take out. Place that to one side. And there we have the chip, the 8-pin plug, and the speaker. So it comes in an enclosure already, and is supplied with 2 screws for securing that enclosure down if you wish. In this instance, we won't be using these, so put them to one side. Now, for some fittings, the enclosure could be a bit big, and you do have an option of unscrewing the enclosure to take the speaker out of the actual enclosure itself. That will be for other models maybe where there's limited space. So we need to look at having this fitted using the harness. So let's get on with doing that. Okay, so we've got our harness now here, and as a standard, as this no lights, we're just fitting the decoder. We only need the 4 wires, which are red, black, orange and grey. Red being rail right, black being rail left, orange being motor right, and grey being motor left. So the first thing we're going to do is connect the rail wires. So we need to just strip back the wires a little bit. Okay, so they're all now ready. They're stripped off, ready for connecting up. So with this particular motor, it only has the 2 wires, and they go to the pickups on this bogie only. So what we're going to do is we're not going to take, because of this type of motor, I'm not going to take the wire off the actual motor. We're going to desolder them from the pickups. This being the newer motor for the Lima, we're unable to determine which is actually motor right and motor left, like a pancake motor and such like that. So we're going to make sure that whichever wire we remove from the rail, so say this, we'll use this rail left, that would then make that motor left, and vice versa, rail right, so down there, that would then be motor right. So we're going to disconnect one wire at a time and then connect the harness wiring onto it. So we're just going to desolder. There we go. And we'll do the black one first. Just tin the wire so we get a good connection. Like so. And this actually does already have heat shrink on this. So be careful not to melt the heat shrink. Let's make sure it's a nice, good connection. Like so. And now we want, as we're going, that's rail left, we want motor left to then connect up to what's already on here. Again, let's give that a bit of a tinning, and we'll just tin the end of there as well to make sure we get a good connection. together. There we go. Should be a nice solid connection. Now it is also a good idea to put some heat shrink around this, or some insulation tape of some sort, making sure the insulation tape is nice and tight. I'll do that shortly when we have everything together and we've made sure that they are connected well. So we now know what we want for the others. So we'll just tin those. So they're nicely done. And we get our rail right wire and solder that onto the other pickup. Like so. And again, connect up this particular one, solder it together, and again we'll add insulation tape or heat shrink onto that as and when we wish. So that is now connected up. Yeah, okay, it's long wires, but I like to keep them nice and long, all for future, and I don't like to cut anything off, making these fully usable and reusable at any time. The additional wires, you can put them away. You can also trim off so there's no contact with those, and then tuck them away. So I'll get that all tidied up and then we'll fit the chip. Okay, so there you have it all tidied up now, and while we're thinking about it, we need to look at somewhere where we can sit this. Now we don't want to be putting the decoder or the speaker in any area that's got any moving parts, so that's here out and obviously here out. But what we do have, just place that down, is we've got this space above here. It's a limited space, but it's enough of a gap between this and the roof area to, if we place a piece of card over here like so, it doesn't catch the axle, and we can then use this area here to mount the speaker. And that also in turn lines up with the grill area above here, which you can just about, I'm not sure if you can see, if I can put a light behind it, you can just see, you can see through it. So with some careful work you could actually drill out a few little tiny holes in there for letting the sound escape. But we won't be doing that today. So the decoder itself, I always recommend that to avoid this, any of this touching any metal parts, chassis, and causing damage, it's always good to insulate the whole decoder itself. So we'll just do that now. All you need simply a little bit of insulation tape, or even the bag that it came in. You could leave it inside there and tape that up. A bit of insulation tape is adequate enough. And simple, just like that. There we go. So we have our space, the speaker. We also can store the decoder just above the motor there, and still plenty of room for the harness and the plug. So what we'll do is we'll get this connected up to here first, making sure that the correct wires correspond to the wiring on the harness. So always good to use orange to orange. Making sure that all the pins locate and don't get bent as they are fitted in. There we go. So we need to test to see if that works. So let's go over to the test track. Okay, so here we are now at the main layout, and we're going to fire this up to see if she works. Now I've not tested it at all yet, so this is the first try. So fingers crossed, all is well. As per factories, default address is 3. So I've got the controller now set here to 3, and we're going to see if it works. So here we go, we're going to move her first. Don't want to move too far, because the wiring the other way. Lovely and smooth. No problem. So let's try the sounds. Here we go. This is engine startup. All seems fine. A little bit of thrash. All seems fine. Let's see if she'll move. Yep. No problem. The other way. No problem at all. Okay, so let's get it back to the bench and get it all fitted together and the shell back on. Okay, so now we're back here and we need to find somewhere to hide all this lot away. First of all, we need to find somewhere to position the speaker, and that's what we come up with, a bit of card. So all we need just to secure that piece of card in, just a bit of glue, just a little dab on there, and a little dab there. Making sure obviously none of this drops onto any working parts. And we can just stick that on top of there. And as you can see, everything is free to move as normal. So, as with everything else that I've done, I'm going to place this on here like so. We're not going to take it out of the box, and we'll put the decoder on top of the motor like so. So just a bit of glue on there like so. Just put a bit on there. Stick the decoder down. Speaker on. Untangle that. Speaker sit on there. Just sit that on top of there. And just give it a chance to dry. Now, something I've noticed with these Lima 20s is the pickups, they are actually quite loose. And because of that, they do kind of lift away from the wheels. Now, there is two ways you could cure that, and that's either get the pickups behind the wheels and just bend them close to, but I don't want, it's pretty difficult to get on the, you can, if you can, do what them do. But I think a simple solution to this is just to get these two wires here at the closest, at like a pinch point, and just get a little tie wrap, and just get, so you get a little tie wrap, just like this one, just a small one, and just wrap it around those two wires like so, so that they pull in to between each other like that, and then that stops and eliminates any wobble and ensures that the two pickup plates touch all wheels, helping reduce. So, and then just trim that off. So I'll get this all tucked away and get the body back on. Back in a bit. Welcome back. I've just put it all back together now and tidied it all up, made sure everything fit in, and I'm happy to say, yes, it does. Speaker fits in nice and snugly above there. All the wiring is positioning just there. What I did do, and I'm not sure whether you'll actually be able to see, if I just bring the light, I did cut out another piece of that card to seal off the cab area, so no wiring is visible in the cab area. If you do, you can see straight through. There is no wiring at all visible in there, and that is left it nice and clear for putting a driver in. So there you go. All we need to do now is get it on the track and test to see if it works. So let's go and have a look. Okay, so here it is now back on the layout in all its glory. There we go. Now let's fire it up. Very loud. And there we go. One TTS Class 20 decoder fitted to Lima DRS Class 20 906. I hope you found this video helpful, useful. If you have, please give it a like. Let us know what you think in the comments below. I thank you again for watching. Until next time. Thank you very much. See you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.